Hello everyone and welcome to Odoo Live. This is Ken, the Marketing Officer here at Odoo Hong Kong, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. Joining me today, we have Rachel, the Business Advisor here at Odoo, to discuss Odoo Manufacturing and how to use Odoo app to manage your factories. And throughout the presentation, we will be answering your question in the YouTube chat box. Just feel free to leave your question there, and Rachel will help me to get it in at the end of the section during our Q&A. And if you'd like to view this webinar again, just simply access the link anytime and watch it anytime you want once the live event has finished. And thanks all again for joining, and let's get started with our webinar. That's all, Rachel.
Okay. Yes, thanks for the introduction, Ken. And alright, so let's start the webinar on manufacturing of Odoo. So I am Rachel. You guys can send me an email or add me up on Skype, ryu@odoo.com, if ever you guys would like to book a demo or if you have more specific question based on your company requirements. All right. So this is our agenda for today. We will be going through the background of Odoo, and I'll give you some idea of which clients are using Odoo right now, and then we'll dive into the webinar, and then the last part will be for Q&A. So just type in your questions and we'll get to it at the end. So Odoo is a all-in-one management software. It's really user-friendly and easy to use. And as you can see with Odoo, we have a lot of different modules. So we have, for website, we have the website builder. You can integrate that with the e-commerce, the blogs, the forums, and all the different add-ons. And we can also help you manage your sales and inventory with our sales module, inventory module. And that one you can link with, for example, your POS system and CRM module. Other than that, if you guys have a warehouse that you guys would want to manage, you can also use the inventory modules, and you can track your vendors through purchase module, and you can also track timesheet and project, so for project management uses. And right now we will be going through the manufacturing module. So I will be showing you the MRP, but just to let you guys know, you can also integrate the manufacturing module with PLM, maintenance, quality, and some other add-ons. Other than that, we can help you with HR management. So for recruitment, leaves, appraisal of your employees, Odoo has modules for that one as well. And other than that, marketing for email marketing, events, live chat for your website, we can also integrate that using Odoo. So Odoo has a lot of other integration with other shipping companies. And if ever the company that you guys would want to use is not here, you can let me know, maybe add me up on Skype, and we can check it out if we can do that through some other add-ons, right? Okay, so right now, here in Asia Pacific, the headquarters is in Hong Kong, but the main headquarters is in Belgium, but we also have offices in the US, so New York, SF, India, and yeah. So right now, Odoo actually supports 32 different languages, and we have around 3 million plus users with 1,000 installs per day. And our mission is to help companies grow by using the tools that they love and that is easy to use. So here are some clients that are currently using Odoo. So for large enterprises, we currently have Shell, Food Panda, to name some. And there are still a lot of SMEs that are currently using Odoo for their inventory management, manufacturing process, and all the different process they have in the company. So okay, right now we can just dive into the manufacturing module with Odoo. So I will show you how to manage your factories with the Odoo app. So I'll be showing you the basic. And we will be going through, so I'll be showing you how easy it is to set up and organize the bill of materials of your products, and then how we can plan and manage work orders and routings for your centers. So before we begin, here are just some important definitions that I just want to go through. One would be the manufacturing order. So this is a document that calls for the production of goods. And then the work order is actually a subtask of a manufacturing order. And then the routing, this describes the steps used to manufacture a product. And lastly, work centers. This is the place at which work orders are actually, carried out. Okay, so all right, let's go through the. Let me pull up my Odoo screen right now. Okay, so right now, as you can see, we are on the homepage of Odoo, and you'll see that I've pre-downloaded some apps for you already. So like the inventory module, manufacturing module are all here. So if ever in the future you guys would like to add more modules, for example, if you want to manage your HR department or maybe sales and invoicing, you can just come into the apps module. So when you go into the apps module, you will be able to see all these standard apps of Odoo. So these are, quality control, help desk, recruitment, and all that. And if ever you guys would like to see add-ons that we can add onto the Odoo online platform, you just have to uncheck the filter, and you will be able to see all the different add-ons and modules that we have. So currently, we have almost 500 add-ons and modules. All right, so let's go back to the homepage. All right, so let me just give you a brief background of the company that we will be using for this database. So to give you a company background, so this company manufactures mountain bikes, and so they assemble and manufacture the bikes themselves. So the materials that they use are bought from overseas vendors. So they really need to keep track of all the bill of materials that they have to know if they can manufacture the bikes with the number of bill of materials in their inventory at the moment. Okay, so they've told me before, prior to this meeting, that the manufacturing process, their manufacturing process, is actually divided into 3 work centers. So one being the bike work center, where the basic parts of the bikes are being put on. Second is the gear work center, where the requested gears are added on. And then the last work center is the wheels, so where they put on the wheels. So we'll go into that one more later on. It's just a background so that you guys have an understanding of what this database is for. So right now, let us start with setting up your bill of material. So I'll show you how to do that. So to be able to access your products, you can either do it through the inventory module or manufacturing module. So right now, let's start with using the inventory module. So before going into the products, let me just give you an overview of the inventory module. So right now, what you can see is the dashboard of the inventory module. So you can see different boxes over here. So these are the processes that are connected to your inventory. So the first box is for the items that you have to receive, incoming items. Second box is delivery orders. So the products or the orders that you would have to ship out to your customers. And lastly, the manufacturing box. This is for you to know if you have any pending, manufacturing orders that you have to do. And here on top, you can see different tabs. So here, operations, you can see that you can manage transfers, inventory adjustment, and you can also run scheduler. So you can use the inventory module together with the purchasing module and integrate the run scheduler. Here in master data, we will go into the products later on. And here you can see you can also have reportings. So for your inventory or product moves. And here on the configuration, you can also set up multi-warehouse functions if you have more than one warehouse. So let's go into the configuration real quick. Let me just show you what other add-ons or configuration you guys can do for your inventory in relation to the manufacturing module. So if you guys would like to add a barcode scanner, that's possible. Or if you have delivery packages or batch pickings, you can do that as well. So you can also connect your shipping company that you guys will be using. And for products, you can actually set up products with multiple, let's just say, different colors or different sizes, and product packages. If they come in a pack of maybe 6 or a box of 10 pieces, you can set that up as well. So it'd be easier for you guys to track. And yeah, so you can also see here, you can have multi-step routes for your warehouses, and you can also set up multi-warehousing. So all of these, we will leave this at the standard right now, so let's not do anything with it. But if ever you guys would like a demo that's more detailed onto this particular settings, you can let me know so we can schedule that. All right. But for now, let's go back to the dashboard and I will show you how to set up the bill of materials. So we just have to go to the products through the master data, then click on products. You can see that I've created some products for this particular company already. So this is the bike that they manufacture. And when you click on edit, you will see that you will be able to add a lot of different information regarding this bike. So the photo, the name, you can also put internal references, barcode, the price, the cost. And since this is something that we sell to the customer, it is the can be sold box is checked. And when we move down the tabs, when we move to inventory, you will actually see that here on the operation, the routes, this item is manufactured. So this box is checked because this item is being manufactured in the database. And the make to order box is also checked. So this particular box is important if, for example, you would like automatic manufacturing orders to be created when a sales order has been confirmed. So this one is really helpful if you would like to integrate your sales and invoicing with the manufacturing module. And when you scroll up, you will be able to see that here on top there are smart buttons that is connected to this particular product. So you can see in the inventory module, you can actually see how many items are on hand, how many you have forecasted, the product moves. And if you integrate the purchasing module, you can also set up reordering rules. So for example, if the bike falls under a certain quantity in your inventory, a automatic manufacturing order will be created. So that's possible as well. And here, this box is the bill of materials. So this is how we set up. You just have to click in to the bill of materials. So I've created one already. Let's just go into that one. And you'll be able to see here on the bike bill of material that I was able to do the, so for one quantity, you will be needing these components. So you can see that, okay, for one bike, you will be needing one saddle, one pedal, two pedals, one frame, and one wheel. So you can set that up here on the bill of materials. And here on the BOM type, you can also select if these components, do you want it to come in a kit, like not assembled, or if you want to manufacture this as a product that's assembled already. Okay, so let's save that for now. So now that I've showed you how to create the bill of materials, we can now set up your manufacturing processes. So your work centers, your routings. So let's go into the manufacturing module real quickly. You'll see that I've created 3 work centers for this particular database already. So one, the bike work center, where the main components are added on. Second is the gear, and then the wheels. So we can just go into one work center real quickly. So I'll show you what other settings you guys can do. So you can name the work center depending on what you guys would like to call it, put a code, And you can also put working hours. So for example, you guys have different types of working hours for different work centers. You can set that up and create your own working hours. Also here on the general information, you can see time efficiency. So here, time efficiency is 100%. And yeah, so this is used to calculate the expected hours of the work center. And capacity is how many pieces can be done simultaneously in this particular work center. So like right now, let's just keep it at 1. And this one is the overall equipment efficiency. So this is usually useful for reports if you would like to know the status of your equipment and how well it's working and all that. And here on the time before production, you can set this up so you know this will be counted when you do reports as well. So how much time you need before you actually use this work center, and how much time you need to use afterwards as well. So you can put different description over here if you would like your employees to follow specific rules or anything like that. And here on top, you can have basic reports on your OEE, the hours lost, how much work has been used, or how much time was used on your work center, and the performance rating. So for now, let's just save that one. And let's go back to the dashboard. So here in the dashboard, you can see that I've created the work centers. So right now, let's go to the routings. Let's just create routings for this particular work centers. So let's go to master data. And you can see over here that you can actually access your products through the master data. And you can also access the bill of materials as well. But for now, let's go into routings. So I've created one routing for you already, which is the bike. So let me just show you. So here the routing is the bike. So on the routing, what you can do is put or attach your work center operations. So over here, you can see that the operation on the work center bike is for you to mount the bike. And then on the gear, you would like your employees to mount the gears, and the wheels for them to mount the wheels. And over here, you can also set up the duration that is needed or is consumed on each particular work center. Okay. So each routing is linked to a bill of material. So each bill of material can only be linked to one routing. All right. So now that we've set up the bill of materials for the product bike, we've also set up for the work centers and the routings, we can now create a work order, a manufacturing order for this particular database. So let's create a manufacturing order. Create. Let's say we would like to produce the product bike, produce one quantity, and we will be using the bike bill of material. You can see that Odoo actually knows which bill of material is connected to the particular product and which routing to use as well, which is already linked to the bill of materials. You can also put deadline for the starting day and time, and you can give this to the responsible person as well, responsible employee in your company. So once everything looks okay, like everything is good to go, let's click on plan. So once you click on plan, you can actually see that Odoo automatically fills up the consumed materials part. So you'll see that these are the bill of material, the saddle, pedal, frame, and wheel. So for this particular bike, for one quantity, you would need to consume one saddle, 2 pedal, and the other materials. And once you've double checked and everything looks okay, we can check the availability of these material in your inventory. So let's check that. So once you click on check, you will see that Odoo reserves those particular items in your inventory for this manufacturing order number 3. So once everything looks good to go, you can see that on your upper right side, a smart button has appeared for your work orders. So what happens here is that you can actually click into this button and start doing your manufacturing. So here you can see that on the status part, only the work center for bike is on the ready status. That is because I've set this up so that you would actually need to finish the first work center before you go to the succeeding ones. So this one, if ever your company has a different process, different steps, we can always configure it depending on what you guys need. So now we're ready to produce, to do the work center for bike. We can just click on that one. Here you can actually see that you can add your PDF files or instruction manuals for your employees. So here on the work instruction, that is to be seen. And then you can also see current production. So right now we only need to do one. And then time tracking. The system actually tracks time for this particular work center as well. And other information over here. And for finished steps, it can be seen on this part as well. All right. So let's just say that everything is good to go. We can start the process. Let's just click on that one. So once the process has been starting, your employee can see this page, and once it's done, everything is mounted already. We can go to mark as done. And once the first work center has been finished, you can go back, and you'll see that you're actually here on the dashboard already. So right now you can see that the work center for bike is orange, so everything is good to go, nothing is to be launched. So you can see that the launch button has actually moved to the gear work center, which means this is the part that we have to, this is the next stage of our manufacturing process. So we can just click on to launch. Here you can see that the status is ready, it's ready to go. So just click on that one. So here you can also see that there are some instructions that has been attached for this particular work center. So let's just go onto the process. And once everything is good, your employee took time and everything looks okay, we can mark this as done and go back to the dashboard. So as you can see, 2 stages has been completed, and now we're going on to the last stage, which is to mount the wheels. So we can launch this particular work center. So we can see status is ready as well. We can just click into that one. And let's continue on to process. And once everything has been completed by your employee, we can click mark as done. And once we come back here to the dashboard, you can actually see that there's nothing to be launched, which means everything has been created already. So right now, we would like to see how many items, how many bikes we have in the inventory already. We can check that through reporting. You can see that you can have, you can see the manufacturing orders, the work orders, and OEE over here for the manufacturing part. And for the inventory, to know how many items you have of the bike, we should go to the inventory module, click onto the reporting, and here you can see inventory. So you can compute the inventory at a specific date or current inventory that we have. So let's retrieve this. And over here, you can see that right now we have 2 bikes on hand. Frame, we have 48 items. And if ever you would like a different view of this, it's possible as well. You can change it to something like a pivot table. And you can also have reports on graphs. So it's really flexible with Odoo, with different types of reporting, with different reporting styles, reporting filters, and different things that you can customize with that one. All right, so this is the basic process, centers, and your routes. So if you guys have any specific questions, or if you guys want to see a more a different kind of demo that's more made for your company, you guys can send me an email or add me up on Skype so we can go through them on a different time. All right? So yeah, maybe we can go to the questions, Ken?
Okay. Okay, we've got a number of great questions. And the first one is, can we set up multiple manufacturing sites in our MLP application?
Yeah, for that one, we are able to do it. So you can just come here into manufacturing and you can create more work centers for that one. So for example, if you have different routing for different items, we can configure it here on the settings. And yeah, so we can actually do that. You can actually do it on here, work centers, and just create more work centers or more routings. So if you guys would like to see how to actually do that, you can just let me know through email and we can go through them.
Okay. And then we've got another question, which is this more practical and it's more technical, which is how to add an amount of material or a new material that's not registered on the BOM to running the manufacturing order.
Okay, so to create products, you just have to come into whichever module. So right now, let's just choose the inventory module. We can go to master data, go to products. You can create products right through here. So let's just say that you would like to create let's just say a computer, and you can set it up over here. So we can, if it is something that you guys would like to track in your inventory, just make sure that the stockable product is the option you choose. Because if you choose something else, you'll see that the inventory tracking will not be available. So let's go back to stockable product. Let's just say the price is 100. And here on the inventory, you can actually set up if this item is made to order. So if this item is something that you guys do not manufacture, I would suggest you guys to look into the sales module and purchasing module to integrate with the inventory module, just so you guys will be able to track the sales of this item, and you will be able to know if it's time for you guys to purchase this particular item as well. So here, there's a lot of different details that you can add on to your computer. Let's just say manufacturing lead time, customer lead time, logistics on the weight, volume, and you can also put other notes for your customers. So for example, you would like to put notes that will appear on the sales order, on the delivery orders. You can do that over here. So it's really highly customizable, and it really depends on what your company needs. So as you can see, the computer has been created here already. And yeah, so that's how you create a product without going through the bill of material process in one product.
And back to the first question, the person who raised the question want to know more about it, and he refers to a totally different factories, including all work center in the multiple manufacturing site, and is it possible to just separate two manufacturing site and manage in the system at the same time?
Yeah, I'm quite sure that that is possible, but for the specific configuration on how to actually set it up on the manufacturing module, I'll get back to you guys on that one. So send me an email, ryu@odoo.com, so I can ask the IT experts here at Odoo, and we'll let you know how to set it up. All right?
Great. And for the third question, this I think is a more complicated one. Is how if the product is a continuous product such as powder, and for the measurement it doesn't have a concrete measurement such as 1, 2, or 3, but instead it may be calculated in kilogram or gram. Is it possible to record in our system?
Yeah, so for that one, it's possible to use different unit of measurement, but to exactly know how to calculate the the amount of powder, I guess it would be useful for me to know more about your company background and how you guys actually do the process. So maybe we can have some workarounds on that one, and I can consult with the IT expert as well on how we can do that one. It's possible without using the units as the set of measurement, but for the actual process and all the work centers to be done, I think it would be best for me to know more about the process, and then I can consult with the technical consultants regarding that one. So send me an email as well, and yeah, I'll get back to you.
And for the equity link or for the contact information to Rachel, you can just find it in the description box that under the video, so that if you have any question or if you want to know more about a specific cases towards your company, you can just send email to Rachel, and she's really willing to answer a question, and also she can schedule a meeting with you and with kind of technical person or functional person to answering all your complicated question. And then we have another question, is that how do I add a BOM on a running MO?
Okay, so you mean meaning the MO manufacturing order has been created already?
I guess so.
Okay, yeah, so that's possible as well. You just have to, when you create your manufacturing order, you can add in a bill of material that is currently not on the product list. So yeah, so if you guys want to see how to do it as well, send me an email so we can book something and we can do it on a different time.
Okay, great. And I'm looking for another good question, but it's kind of long. Maybe I can read out so that
okay,
you try to comprehend.
Yeah, you can try to answer
the question.
Okay.
Okay, and the question is, if the manufacturing process requires some outwork to be done by external supplier, can this be tracked and the supplier cost be included in the final manufacturing cost? Yeah, that's all the question, and I try to make it more simple so that you can.
So for that one, since you have an external supplier, it would be there's actually several ways that you can do it. Right now, thinking of my head. So what we can do is have a work center that can be accessed by your vendor. So your vendor will be a user of your database, and then maybe they can track the work that they have been doing on that particular work center. Yeah, so that's one way. I'm sure that if I bring this up with the IT expert, that they might be able to think of different workarounds for that one. But for now, yeah, that's what I can think of. So have a work center that can be accessed by your vendor, so that you will be able to track the time that's used. And then for the cost of your supplier, if it's a fixed cost, we can just add it on to the product page. But if it's a cost that's based on, let's just say, a timesheet and all that, we can also do that. So we can find workarounds to actually configure the process to it, or to have some minimal customization that can be done so that the timesheet will be recorded and be added on to the product when you invoice it to your customers.
Oh, I've seen an interesting question, and I think it will also be a popular one. Is that how can we change the format of decimal number from 3 to 2?
Okay, for that one, I think you will be needing a success pack for it, because I think that's the standard decimal numbers in the Odoo system. So if you would like to change that, I think it would be possible, but you will need a success pack so the technical consultants here at Odoo can actually customize the system for you.
Okay, great. Okay, I think that's the last question, but I don't know if you can really get the meaning, but I can try to raise out a question.
Okay.
If further elaboration is needed, maybe I strongly recommend the person who raised this question can send an email to us.
Send me an email.
The question is, can a BOM be part of a BOM sub-assembly?
Yeah, so yeah, you can actually do a multi-level BOM, bill of materials. So for example, the first bill of materials, there are some additional bill of materials for it. You can set that up as well. So we can do multi-level BOMs.
Okay, great. And I think that's all for our question, right?
Okay, yeah, so for more questions that are not answered, you can just send me an email or add me up on Skype, same email address, and we can discuss more of your questions there, right?
Okay, I guess the last one.
Okay.
Yeah. The last one is when we're reporting production at each cell, how do we or how do people report scrap? The one that is waste or that is no longer useful, just like a piece of scrap.
So you mean they wanted to know like if it gets deleted or something like that?
I think they want to report the material that is no longer usage or that is under some problem.
Yeah, so for the scrap, it would be possible, I think, if for the reporting, I think it would either not be there or marked as scrap. So that one I'm not too sure. So whoever sent that question, maybe shoot me an email, and then I'll ask the technical consultants regarding that one, and I'll give you a more definite answer. Because right now I'm not quite too sure as well as how it will look on the reporting.
Okay, sure. Okay. And thank you, Rachel, for this stunning and remarkable presentation and demonstration. And don't forget to click like if you find this video helpful, as well as subscribe to our channel for access to more videos. And as always, if you have any further questions regarding today's topic or any other topics, you can just send them to my email, kcn@odoo.com, and also send it to Rachel for more detailed answer and for more practical elaboration and have a more detailed conversation. And if you got here late, you can just watch this video anytime you want by revisiting the URL of this webinar. And thank you again for all your participation, and we will see you on next Wednesday at the same time for the topic on yes, it should be Odoo purchase module. And thank you all again, and see you. Bye bye.